I was short for my Alexander tuition if I would shave my face, so I did it for that. And also because I was looking for an apartment, I thought I'd have more luck like trying to rent a room from somebody if I was clean shaven. Also, I'm setting up a private practice, but mainly it was the bribe from my family. Oh, and I also needed to borrow like $1,000 from my mother, so it was for those reasons that I shaved my face. And am I using Grecian formula also? No, I'm not using Grecian formula. This is the natural color of my hair. Ginger says I should get blonde highlights. I don't color my hair. That's what women do, and that's forbidden by the Torah. So can you...
Wait a minute, slow down. We talked about coloring hair.
Okay, maybe it's not forbidden. That was just my understanding.
Wait, this is exactly what I alluded to earlier in the program. You are not a thinker because you're not listening. You just have your own ideas and you tune everything out, and when the truth is presented to you, if it doesn't match what you already thought, you tune it out. This is a classic case of that, lady. We had I gave a whole shear here on what about men coloring hair. Do you remember anything I said that night?
Yeah, you said you can color it for employment.
That Rav Moshe Feinstein poskin that, and he was one of the Gedolei Dor. He poskin, he decreed, or whatever you want to call it.
He was like the Luke Ford of his time.
That a Jewish man is allowed to color his hair, but what color? He's allowed to remove the gray, right? No problem, as long as it's for the purpose of parnasa, of employment, right? So because in today's world you need to look younger in order to make money. So if Luke could go to he just needs to get he just needs to get
a Mahira.
You don't even need a heter. All you need to do is know that you're doing it for parnasa. Right. If you feel like there's no way you can justify that for yourself, then you can't do it. But what business are you in?
Now, I'm an Alexander teacher and a blogger, so it's hard to make the case that dyeing my hair would be necessary for my living. But Ginger wants to know if she could give you $1,000 to shave. Would you shave your beard for $1,000?
I would trim it.
Would you shave it all the way up? How much to shave it all the way up?
I wouldn't do it.
Come on, you need $1,000. You wouldn't...
I wouldn't do it.
I don't believe you.
I wouldn't do it.
Someone deliver $1,000 cash to the door this week if you went clean shaven. How much to cut your payers?
I wouldn't cut them if they want to cut them.
So you'd rather be homeless. Let's say you couldn't pay the rent. You'd rather be homeless than shave your beard.
No, my thing is like this. It doesn't sit well with me, the concept of putting a price on Torah and mitzvahs. So I'm not personally going to accept any deal. You know what I mean?
How does being homeless sit with you?
It doesn't sit well with me either.
Okay, so if you have to choose between the two.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. And I've had this conversation. There's been jobs that I've turned down because I wouldn't cut my payas. So if a good paying job came along and I turned it down because of my payas, why would I go...
What sort of job? What type?
Doesn't matter. I've turned down jobs because of my payas. I've turned down jobs because of my beard. I have been in position where I could have gotten this or that, but because of them, I didn't get it. And that's fine. So if I'm going to turn down major things, why would I settle for a few $100?
Because you don't want to be homeless.
If I've had women who would probably marry me or whatever, but I have this or that. If I was to turn that down and elect to be single, why would I settle for anything less? So here's the deal. I'm not going to there's no price. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to cut my beard off. I'm not going to cut my payas off. This is who I am. That's it. Okay? And everybody else has to deal. And by the grace of God, that's it. I hope, I pray that enough people give me money and I won't be homeless. So because the bottom line is it's all in the hands of Kadosh Baruch Hu. Everything is in the hands of God. Everything is in the hands of God, right? So you do what God wants you to do. You stay strong, and He'll find a way to get that money to you.
So I'd be willing to dye my hair pink for $2,000.
Okay,
if
wait.
anybody wants to see me with pink hair, $2,000 is all it takes.
Okay, hold on a second. We talked about the heter to dye your hair. You're allowed to do
I need money to pay the rent. I don't care if there's a header or not.
Okay, wait a second. You can dye your hair black for that.
Yeah, what about pink for $2,000?
That doesn't cover it, because we learned that is not that's the way of the goyim. That's a separate problem. Dyeing your there's no heter for dyeing for a Jewish man to dye his hair blue or pink or yellow or whatever, because that's not something for parnasa.
But what if you can make money off of it?
That's the kind of thing you would have to go talk to a Rav about, because then you would say, okay, that's the way of the goyim, but I'm doing it for money.
I need the money, like I need to pay health insurance, and I'm like my own Rav. Like I've got my own Torah talk show.
I think you could probably get a heter for that. You know why?
No,
I can tell you the truth. Yeah, because the thing about the goyim thing, doing things the way of the goyim, that's so easy to overcome if you know there's like a direct parnasa thing for it. I'll give you an example, right? You know, these guys
dressing up in women's underwear.
No, that you can't, no, that's not going to work, because that's one of the ones midaraisa. But like these musician guys, right? And they play, you know, rock music and whatever, you know, and they get a heter and whatever, you know. And if they can do that, then why can't you do it? So I'm going to say it, but that's the kind of thing you need to speak to a Rav. I can't give a heter for that. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing you need to speak to your own Rav. Do you even have your own Rav?
I'm my own Rav. I got my own Torah talk show. Like if I have a doubt about like my Jewish authenticity and my Jewish bona fides, I can just go on YouTube, see myself teaching Torah with a long beard and a black hat and a suit, and a black suit and a white shirt, and I know I'm the real deal. And I just look at that man and I get really excited.
Okay, so then why are you dressed like this guy tonight?